Hey, welcome back to Let's Play Metal Storm. In today's update, we're going to be looking at the last couple levels of the game. Stage 6 here has a very interesting gimmick. As you can see, the stage is only one screen high, but it will loop infinitely. Pretty clever concept for a stage, and it works well with the gravity-themed platforming. That said, I don't know, I feel like the level itself is a little bland. There are not that many enemies. And most of the stage layouts are not particularly inspired, not to mention that background is just ugly as hell. I think they were trying to go for maybe like a starfield in the background there, and you're fighting on these battleships, but the effect is sort of sickening. And this is kind of a dirty little trick. You have to be flipped over to get past the first one of those, but then you got to be facing the other way, so if you're walking right, you'll walk straight into the fire there. Other than that, though, the level's actually pretty unremarkable. It just kind of goes on until we get to the boss, that is. This is kind of a cool little area. It's one of the few little twists here. You gotta maneuver your way around these, maneuver your way around the fire here. But we are already done. And this boss is one that was mentioned by a poster in the thread. It can trip you up if you don't know what you're doing. But once you get the hang of it, it's not too bad. You can only damage these, I don't know, sewing machine looking things when the portal on top of them is open. And a lot of people will walk from one to the other as they get to the bottom of the screen. I prefer to just stay on the one, which obviously did not go too well there. But I just think it's a little bit easier if you just stay on the one and flip around as it gets to that point. But really, once you get the hang of the gravity flipping mechanic of the game, these guys are not too difficult. It is one of the harder bosses to get the hang of, but once you do get the hang of it, it's rarely an issue. And there we are. Stage 6 is done. So what challenges await us in the final stage of the game? Well, I already kind of spoiled it in the last video, but we will see very shortly, firsthand. Pretty cool looking area here. Oh hey, power-ups. I'm gonna be boring and stick with the powered shot. And we are in boss rush territory. So, as Reverend Cheddar pointed out in the thread, you can really easily cheese this boss if you actually stay up in the corner of the screen. It actually literally can't hit you if you duck, so there you go. And for the second boss, you can do an equally cheap tactic by taking out one, and then you can just stand there, hold up or down and fire, and there is literally nothing these guys can do that will touch you. So you can just kind of chill there, firing into the floor, firing lasers into yourself. I don't know how that doesn't hurt you, but whatever. And it's done. And for the third boss, there's a tactic too. I didn't actually do it because I don't have an armor power-up, so it's just a little bit risky. But if you get up directly above this boss, the shields can't hit you, and you can just basically fire at it, and it won't move because you're already standing right on top of it, basically. So I'll just deal with this one the same way as I did the first time. No problem. Yeah, I've learned a lot about the game even in the short time I've been playing it this time. And this boss actually, you don't need to destroy those lasers. It does make it a lot easier if you do it, but really the block in the middle is the only thing that you need to destroy to beat it, as I found out from watching some speedruns. And now we come to the the Transformer boss again from stage 5. This is definitely the hardest boss in the normal mode of the game. There's really no contest. I mean, if you have trouble with the sewing machine guys, then that's one thing. But this guy, I think, really is a lot harder to deal with, especially this last phase. And he's almost dead. All right, so that's what the game over screen looks like. And yeah, luckily this game is, or this stage of the game is pretty generous. It lets you just start where you left off in the boss rush, so I don't have to start all the way from the stage 1 boss and fight the first 4 really easy ones in a row. But this will go a little better this time. And we are already almost done. It's a pretty short boss fight. And there we are. And moving on to fight the sewing machines for the second time in this video. Not really much to say. Oh, one thing I do really like about this this stage, or this room, is the background. I think those ships are actually replicas of the battleship that you fight in Stage 3 of R-Type. If you've never played that, it's kind of an archetypal shoot-'em-up level, and it's really cool that they kind of had that reference. It's another, in addition to the Stage 5 boss, really cool thing. Alright, and that brings us to the final boss of the game. Are you ready? It is something else. Definitely one of the hardest bosses I've ever fought in any video game. Alright. And, well, that's it. Yeah, a bit of an anticlimax there, but, you know, the game was fun up to that point. It's kind of nice. Alright, cool. So, that completes my playthrough of Metal Storm. And I guess I am immortal now, so looks like I'll never die playing this game again. That's great. Alright, thanks for watching, you guys. It's been a good time.